Hiya, I'm Lizzie and welcome to my video channel tonight. I'm here today to show you how to make this gorgeous card. Now you may not recognise the stamp set. That is because it is from a brand new Stampin' Up! Autumn Winter catalogue. Check this out. It's come out today and it is available to order from today until the 5th of January. There's lots in it. You can see there's Halloween here, there's Thanksgiving, and obviously lots of Christmassy types of things. I would love to sit here and go through the catalogue with you because it's really exciting because there's so many gorgeous things. But I'm not. I'm going to show you how to use this brand new set, which is Wonderful Wreath, and it comes with matching framelets. Now the clever thing about this set is, because as you can see it's a three-step stamping set to create the faded or the variegated leaves, etc. Now how to do that, if you have a look inside, there's two sets of stamps. Okay, we have the main one, so we just peel them off, and because they're photopolymer they're really easy to line up too. So we have the main one there. We have another one with the lesser leaves on, which I've used as dark leaves on mine. And then we have this one, which is kind of your berries. Okay, so I'll just get those out for the moment. Put these away for a sec. I'm going to show you a clever thing with these. Can you see this little tab here? That just helps make it absolutely impossible not to be able to line these up. Okay, so I'm going to take my stamping block. Now the first one I'm going to do is the main full one, because I'm going to do that in the darkest colour. Actually no, I'm not. I'm doing that in the lightest colour, sorry. My apologies. And what I'm using, the colours I'm using today are Garden Green, Cherry Cobbler and Hello Honey. And you can see the slight shimmer on this card, on these. That is created using our shimmery card, like that, nice shimmer machine. Right, so what I'm going to do to create the lighter colour, I'm first of all going to stamp my stamp with my Garden Green. Okay, like that. I always get some on the block, I'm terrible. And before I stamp it onto the card, the actual image, I'm going to stamp it off once, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my card. Now the trick is, make sure you have that little tab there lined up in one particular place. So I'm going to line mine left. So there we go. Okay, and you stamp and lift. I'm going to remove that, I will clean them in a minute, and take my the one with the lesser leaves on, and again I'm going to stamp that up, but this time I'm not stamping it off. I'm going to use the darker leaves on this one. Okay, so all you have to do now, if I bring this a little closer and maybe zoom in a little bit, you might be able to see this. Bear with me. Oop, there we go. Right. As I lay this down, you can see that these leaves kind of fit in amongst these others with no real effort. Okay, and that's because you're lining up this little tab here. You could, if you wanted to, draw a little mark on your card where you're going to line up. I haven't. I will do to show you. So we're lining up here so we know. So all I'm going to do is stamp that down. Of course, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect anyway, because what wreath is. Okay, so that's created a nice shape there, yeah? Right, and then what we're going to do is the final one, which is the berries. And again, we are going to line that up on one to the side like that. And this one I'm going to stamp in Cherry Cobbler. Okay, I do love Cherry Cobbler, it's one of my favourites. It's such a Christmassy colour too. And again, line that up, and if you look, you'll be able to see that. Sorry if the light is shining down there a little, try and move that. you'll be able to see how well these berries sort of fit in, and stamp them down. Okay, so there you have your general wreath is now created. So now what I'm going to do is create the bow. So I use there is the bow stamp there. Put that onto there. And we've got the hangy part there, which I'm going to do on the back. I'm doing both of these in Hello Honey. Now, you wouldn't think Hello Honey was a natural colour for this project, but when you stamp it onto this, it kind of takes on a gold look, doesn't it? Which I think is brilliant for this wreath. I would recommend that you do clean your stamps pretty much as soon as you've done them with the photopolymer, because they do stain. Doesn't stop them working fine, but they do stain. So what I'm using is the stamping scrub, my favourite tool. So I'm just rubbing on the left. I shall zoom out a bit there. Rubbing on the left, which has already got some of the spray, the cleaner spray on it, and then drying off on the right, like that. Okay, and then we'll put them away. I'll do the rest later. Right, so now for cutting out these parts. Now then, I'm using obviously my Big Shot, but I'm also using the magnetic platform for this, because you're going to be able to position everything absolutely perfectly without it moving. So I've got my magnetic platform and my bottom plate. So I'm going to remove my framelits, and we're going to need the big one and the smaller one, and we're going to need the bit for the hangy part, the bow, and a word. So I've done Noel there. I'm going to try Joy this time. I think these words are lovely as well. Okay, so we're using almost all of the framelits just on the one card here, which is really great because it's getting the most out of what we've got. So, see, they do stick quite well. So I'll pop the card on. Now, remember we lined that up there? Well, the clever thing is, your framelit also has a little tag. So what we can do is line that up quite easily. Now, when I stamped it that time, I stamped them leaves a little bit out of place because I was doing it through the lens of a camera. But I'm not too worried. But can you see how it matches there? And it does match pretty much all the way around. If I'd have stamped it right in the first place. You can see it better up this end, how well it's matched. Okay. It's just me and my dodgy stamping. There we go. Quite well aligned. And again, the middle one, you've got your little taggy part, so you can line that up quite perfectly as well. See? Okay, so then we'll add all the other little pieces on now. And while we're running it through, we may as well do the word all at the same time. And can you see these are sticking quite nicely? They're not moving around because of the magnetic plate. So you're not going to have that, oh, it moved when I put it through. So pop the top plate on, run it through. And because I'm doing quite a few pieces, I always run it back, just to make sure we got it, particularly with the word. Okay, so we'll remove everything. Pop that away. And now we have beautifully cut out wreath. See how well that's cut out? Saves you having to do all that fussy cutting. We have our hanger part, and we have our bow. All those pop out very easily. You don't need the middle part of that. I'm sure we'll find a use for it somehow. And the word, which pops out quite easily. and then you just need to use your pokey tool or a cocktail stick. I prefer a cocktail stick because I find it doesn't leave marks in the back of your word. So you can pop it through the holes like that. And they're quite big holes as well, so it makes it quite easy to pop it out. See? And pop out the middles of those. And then we have our word. Okay? So now we're just going to pop it all together. So my card blank. So if you do have a part that you don't like the look of, maybe down at like I have here at the bottom where it didn't cut properly, I'm going to use that as the bottom part so I can sort of hide it with my bow, like that. Okay. And this piece I popped on underneath like that. I'm not going to glue it all together for you today because I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch me glue things together. And my word, I did actually trim my one down there because of the size of my card with my paper snips, because you don't need a lot of it showing, like that. Okay, and my word, I just use a bit of Crystal Effects to stick my word down. Okay, so can you see that? There we go. And speaking of Crystal Effects, if you look on this one, I did also add Crystal Effects to the berries, which really brings out the red and makes them nice and shiny and a little bit luxurious. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial today, and I hope it's inspired you to have a go with this set. It looks complicated initially, but as you can see, it really isn't. And you've got a really quick and simple card to make. You can make lots of these for batches. I hope you enjoy having a go, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, bye.